Okay, we're going to do two things today. We're going to walk down Travessa dos Anjos and kind of show you this little alley, this kind of cool little street. And we're also going to talk about Macau's, what do they call it, the zero COVID policy, the zero intervention policy. We're going to talk about that, is it effective or not. So let's get started. Before we get going, we'll just kind of show you where we're at. I like to show people kind of context of streets, and then we're going to talk about this topic today. So we're on Rua do Campo right now, and it's a rainy day. It's actually a typhoon. It's Typhoon Lion Rock. So we're going to be walking, but it's category 3. It's pretty low, and we're going to talk about that issue, if the zero COVID policy is effective or not. Let's go check out the road. Okay, I'm the content creator for this channel. If you like what I'm doing, just subscribe and hit the like button. Okay, walking down Travessa dos Anjos. We're gonna just kind of check it all out, talk about the zero COVID policy. So basically, Macau was one of the first countries after China to get COVID. So right away, we had cases. This was way back February 2020, and I just want to show you these alleys and everything. And oh, that's kind of cool. You can see some people in that restaurant right there. Huh. Little bagel. These bagels are kind of cool. So we're walking down this little pedestrian alley, and we're going to talk about the zero COVID policy. So it was very effective when there was no vaccine. Very, very effective. Actually, it was lauded as a very big success, and people were really. Here's a little temple right in here too. It's kind of raining on this COVID Lion Rock typhoon day, category 3 at the moment. And there's a little thing. Let's keep on going. A little shrine. Okay. So in regards to the policy, that was very effective. But now it's kind of annoying, because right now we're one of the most closed cities in the world. There's all these restrictions. It's just almost impossible to come in. There's a very few flights, and this kind of also, a lot of people ask, when will Macau open up? And because of the zero COVID policy, it's not going to anytime soon, and that's all fine. The policy is fine. The problem is that they got vaccinations about 8 months ago. March. I got my vaccinations in March and April, I believe, and so that was 6-8 months ago, something like that. So the problem with that is that there's all these vaccines available, and then there's also these growing inequalities. The UN is talking about it as well, little Beco dos Anjos, and just this inequality that, Philippines hardly has any. They don't have enough vaccinations. In Africa, there's almost none. But then countries like Macau, they hoard all of them. But luckily, there's not that many people. But places like Hong Kong is guilty of the same. They hoard all the vaccinations, and then all these poor countries don't get any. But then the people here don't even use the vaccines, so then they throw them away. So Macau they got enough vaccines for everybody at the very beginning of the pandemic, but then they threw them all away because not enough people were taking them. So that's kind of one of the issues. This zero COVID policy is that people aren't getting vaccinated. And the government just said today that they want the city to be 80 to 90% vaccinated, but then at the moment it's only like 45% fully vaccinated, and it's like way down the list. It's like kind of in there with all the poor countries, or much poorer countries. This is one of the richest countries in the world. So most of the richest countries in the world have, Singapore is like 80%, UAE it's like 90% or 100% or something like that. Israel, a lot of European countries. So Macau has the money, they're just not vaccinating their people. So that's kind of a problem with the zero COVID policy, is that it's everybody seems to be not getting the vaccination because they're not worried about COVID. But then the vaccination is what we need to open up the economy, open up the city, and to get things rolling again, and people just aren't doing it. So it's kind of a frustration in the city here for people who are wanting the economy to improve. I think some people are complacent and don't get the vaccination. They're not really that interested one way or the other. But the fruit stand is gone today. A lot of places are closed again because of the zero COVID policy. We have to keep closing because people don't want to get the vaccines. So, or half the people do not want to. So anyways, this is our, so it's affecting a lot of businesses. A lot of things are being closed again. A lot of businesses are going under. The whole shenanigans again. But yeah, this zero COVID policy was amazing when it was when there was no vaccination at the very beginning of the pandemic. But with the vaccines, we should be all vaccinated and then giving these vaccines to other people instead of continually buying them and throwing them away and then buying new ones and throwing them away because they have an expiration date. Anyways, that's our little talk while we're going down this kind of cool street. So I hope you like this one. This is Travessa dos Anjos. And vaccinations are all over the world. But there's a lot of inequality with it. I just want to show you real quick. So I just want you to see this number right here. That means that per 100 people, and that means there's two doses, two vaccinations. So divide this number in half. So you can see that UAE is more than 100% vaccinated. Basically, it could be a little bit less because this could be like booster shots involved with this one. Cuba is almost 100%. I don't know, they're vaccinating their kids, maybe the boosters. But basically, you can see this right here, reached. So all these ones are reached. Even like places like Cambodia, 70, you can divide this 144 in half. So now let's go down to Macau. I just want to give you a little perspective, right? So here's, and look at these numbers are moving, right? Japan, Malaysia, they're moving pretty well. But we're going to watch, South Korea is moving pretty fast, Turkey, and then we're going to get down to Macau, and the United States is moving pretty fast too. So yeah, this is caught in time, live time. And here's Hong Kong. So it's like, come on, 50, it's like less than 66%, 114 days. All those other ones that have reached their quota already, the wealthy countries. Macau is down here below Brazil. Brazil has a better vaccination rate with all those people that they have. And here's Macau. So Macau has, right now it says 53% are fully vaccinated. Well, actually 45% are fully vaccinated, and then a bunch of them have the first vaccine. So, and then like, when you look at these numbers, right, it's just like not even moving, but some of the other countries definitely are, There's Hong Kong as well. So they're kind of stationary. So it's a little bit frustrating. And then when I look here, Macau says 61 days, Hong Kong 114 days. Like, they want to be fully vaccinated. Everybody wants to be fully vaccinated, but look how far behind they are, and then all these other ones above it. So so that's basically, let's get up to the reached one. So these are at 70% already. So anyways, that's kind of what I'm talking about today when I'm talking about Macau is quite far behind in the vaccinations. Chiquinha.